Welcome to our channel. Today we'll delve into a deeply meaningful topic often mentioned in the Bible: fasting. What exactly is fasting, and why is it so important in the spiritual realm? Fasting is much more than simply abstaining from food for a certain period. It is a spiritual practice that helps strengthen our connection with God and deepens our prayer life. By fasting, we temporarily set aside our physical needs to focus on our spiritual need for communion with the Creator. In this video, we'll gain a better understanding of how fasting is presented in the Bible, its purposes, and how it can transform not only our spiritual lives, but also our relationships with the world around us. Stay with us to explore this rich and uplifting topic. But first, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and activate the notification bell. Fasting is a significant spiritual practice with deep roots in biblical history. Many biblical figures fasted as a means of spiritual seeking, divine guidance, and repentance. A notable example is Moses, who fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, as described in Exodus 34:28. During this time, he received God's commandments and experienced an intimate connection with the divine. Another example is Daniel's fast, recorded in Daniel 10:2-3, where he fasted for 3 weeks, seeking spiritual understanding and divine guidance. As a result, he received powerful visions and revelations. In the New Testament, Jesus also fasted for 40 days in the desert, as described in Matthew 4:1-11. This period of fasting was a time of spiritual preparation and resistance to temptations, strengthening his divine purpose. During this time, he faced Satan's temptation and emerged strengthened in his earthly mission. Additionally, in the book of Jonah, the inhabitants of Nineveh fasted and repented of their sins, resulting in God's forgiveness and mercy, as described in Jonah 3:5-10. These biblical examples show how fasting was a powerful practice of spiritual seeking, divine revelation, repentance, and transformation. They inspire us to consider fasting not just as a spiritual discipline, but also as a means to seek a deeper connection with God and experience powerful outcomes in our lives. Fasting is an ancient practice that offers many benefits for our health and well-being in various aspects. Studies have proven that for the body, fasting helps regulate digestion, contributing to a healthy digestive system. It can also aid in weight loss, improve heart health, and is even linked to longevity. For the mind, fasting can bring mental clarity, helping us to focus better and balance our emotions. This can make us more aware of our eating habits and emotions related to food. For the spirit, fasting is a practice of self-control and discipline, strengthening our determination and spiritual connection. It can also lead to reflection, gratitude, and a greater understanding of the things that truly matter. Thus, fasting not only brings spiritual benefits but also physical and mental ones, promoting a healthy balance in our lives. If you're considering starting to fast for spiritual purposes, here are some practical tips to help you begin and prepare adequately. Define your purpose before starting. Reflect on why you wish to fast. Establish clear spiritual goals, such as seeking guidance, developing self-control, or deepening your spiritual connection. Choose the type of fast you will undertake. Total fasting. This type of fast involves abstaining from food and drink for a specified period and is considered one of the most intense types of fasting, usually practiced for short periods, like a day or a few hours. Partial fasting. In this type of fast, the person abstains from certain types of food or drinks while still consuming others. For example, one might choose to avoid meat, refrain from sugary foods, or reduce overall food intake. Intermittent fasting. This type of fasting involves alternating periods of eating and fasting. For instance, you might practice intermittent fasting by eating during an 8-hour window each day and fasting for the other 16 hours. Daniel's fast, Based on the story of Daniel in the Bible, this type of fast involves excluding certain types of food from the diet, such as meat, dairy products, sweets, and processed foods, typically practiced for a specific period like 21 days. Social media fasting. This type of fast involves abstaining from the use of social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. for a determined period. It is a practice aimed at reducing distractions and focusing on spirituality and personal life. Negative word fasting. In this type of fast, the person refrains from speaking negative, critical, or harmful words for a period. Instead, they focus on speaking words of love, encouragement, and kindness. Consumption fasting. This type of fast involves reducing or eliminating the consumption of certain items, such as excessive shopping, alcohol, tobacco, or other substances. Another tip is to stay busy and distracted during the fast. Keep yourself occupied with spiritual activities such as reading the Bible, praying, meditating, or participating in religious services. This can help maintain your focus and strengthen your spiritual connection during the fasting period. Be gentle with yourself. Remember that fasting is a spiritual practice and should not cause extreme stress or suffering. If you experience adverse symptoms or significant discomfort, stop the fast and seek medical guidance. Prayer plays a key role during fasting, being an essential and powerful part of this spiritual practice. During fasting, prayer is more than simply talking to God. It becomes a vehicle for deep and intimate connection with the divine. Prayer strengthens our faith, focuses our spiritual goals, and fosters an attitude of gratitude and humility. It is a vital component that enhances the outcomes of fasting, making it a profoundly transformative experience at all levels of our lives. Fasting without prayer is like navigating a journey without GPS. We might be moving, but without the necessary guidance and direction to reach our destination confidently and purposefully. Prayer during fasting is like the guide that accompanies us, provides direction, and inspires us along the way, making our spiritual journey more meaningful and enriching. Contrary to myth, fasting is not harmful to health when practiced correctly and can even bring benefits, as shown by modern studies on intermittent fasting. Moreover, biblical fasting does not always require total abstinence from food and water, as previously mentioned. It is also important to clarify that fasting is not meant to manipulate God, but to seek a deeper connection with Him, marked by humility and surrender. Fasting is a tool for spiritual growth and strengthening the relationship with God, and should be approached with respect and a deep understanding of its spiritual purposes. Spiritual fasting is a practice that challenges the body, mind, and spirit, requiring more than mere physical abstinence. It is a period of spiritual renewal and commitment to discipline. To maintain steadfastness and persistence during fasting, it is essential to set clear intentions, prepare adequately both physically and spiritually, and cultivate self-awareness of your emotional and mental states. Establishing a daily routine that includes prayer, Bible reading, and reflection helps maintain discipline. Additionally, the support of a community or religious group can provide the necessary strength to continue. Celebrating each small victory along the way is also crucial to reinforcing motivation and the ability to persevere. By adopting these practices, fasting becomes a transformative experience, reinforcing the connection with the divine and strengthening the spirit. Therefore, fasting is a spiritual practice that challenges us to grow in our faith, deepen our relationship with God, and live more consciously and intentionally. By depriving ourselves of what is temporal, we can gain a deeper understanding of what is eternal, strengthening our connection with the divine and renewing our spirit to follow the path that has been destined for us. We hope these reflections inspire you to adopt fasting as part of your spiritual life. Share this video with friends and family and continue exploring the depths of communion with God in our upcoming encounters. May God bless you richly.